Well, hello, and the third time, hello. Welcome to the most unusual and head-pounding tarot reading on the internet. This is the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is not a tarot reading for people who are expecting your typical tarot reading, because it's not that. It's all about manifesting. It's all about getting you to enhance your ability to create pictures in your head. I'll explain that in a moment. You see on your screen right here, the idea for today's podcast is the energy that you don't see, but you always feel. It is yin energy, or feminine energy if you prefer. Yang is male energy. It's very aggressive. It's very in your face. Sort of a Sophie Cunningham, if you will. Yin energy, not so much. But again, yin energy is a softer form of energy, but it's still as powerful. You can't see it, but you always feel it. So that's the theme. Now that we've got the theme set, let's talk about your ability to manifest. Alrighty? We want you to create images in your own mind. The images come from inside of you and go out into the world, not the other way around. And the way technology is, it's the other way around. You got a desktop, laptop, smartphone, AI. That energy is coming from the outside to you. And there's nothing to really spit out or create, especially with artificial intelligence, because people are inherently lazy. So if they have a chance to do little or nothing, they're going to take the chance of doing little or nothing, not realizing that that attitude sucks the life out of your spirit. Oh yeah, I know it's convenient. Yeah, I know it's easy. Yeah, I even know it's fun. Hey Siri, get ChatGPT, get. The problem is you're paying a price. A, you are dumbing yourself down. B, you are slowly evaporating your humanity. Just today I was going through, I think it was on YouTube, and I ran into the Click and Clack brothers. These are guys back, in the 70s, 80s, 90s. They would do a car show on NPR. They had a sense of humor. They were mechanics, MIT mechanics, by the way. These guys were a special group. They were funny. They were informative. They were excellent. And as I'm looking at one of these segments, they're talking about how they were noticing, especially as we got into the 80s and 90s, people were losing the romance for cars. It just was, they were detaching. Now, at the time, that didn't seem like a big idea, right? I was there, 80s, 90s, okay, fine, whatever. But they're right, that romance, not just to cars, but to life, is what has been slowly taken from us, very quietly. Not a big deal. But we, over the last several decades, maybe longer, you could argue, have had our humanity taken from us. And we've done it willingly, so that I could talk to some damn piece of technology and have it do what I say. And I'm thinking, hey man, this is cool. What it's done is destroyed your humanity and your ability to manifest. That's why you have a tough time calling up images. That's why you have a tough time seeing a future. That's why you have an impossible time finding potential, because it's been taken away from you very quietly. Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller said around 1900, early 1900s, as he was rearranging and setting up our educational system, the one that we have today. He set it up way back then, and he said the reason he was doing it, he wanted a nation full of workers, not thinkers. Well, that's what he has. And in fact, now with robots, artificial intelligence, they're taking away the jobs from people. That hurts our humanity and our ability to manifest. And that's what this whole thing is about, to reach inside somehow, some way. Not get trapped with all the metaphysical gobbledygook and garbage talk, but get right to the point where you're living so that you have some leverage, you have some power to help make a better future. How do we do it? Well, very simply. What I do is I take tarot, which is the science of potential. I've discovered that after doing tarot for over 20 years. For me, never predicted anything. Any of the readings didn't predict anything. Maybe once in a while get a little lucky. But it always talked about the science of potential. That frequency, that energy in the reading. How did it fit the person I'm doing the reading for? And how did they respond to that energy? Potential. Tarot, potential. But for 50 years, for more than twice as long as I've done tarot, I've done astrology, numerology. Science of cycles. Within cycles, within cycles, within... I mean, it gets to be crazy. And that really is what the obstacle is. Because with numerology and astrology, you can kind of predict... Okay, because they're talking about energy, they're talking about cycles, and right from the moment a child is born, you can kind of outline their life very accurately. You can outline their personality characteristics. You can do a lot of stuff with just the chart. They're just born. They're brand new right out of the oven. How can you possibly do this? And brothers and sisters are not the same. Even if they're identical twins, they're not the same. Close in the case of identical twins, but not the same. Why? Well, the best answer I can come up with is somewhere where space and time meet, spiritual world, whatever. We get ready to come back to the planet. We get ready to reincarnate, but we do it in the 5D. And the 5D really lays it out very clearly, succinctly. But when we're born into the 3D, it doesn't always fit. And so this bullshit that, well, you can be anything that you want to be. First of all, we live in a world where they're brainwashing us, propaganda's, you get the idea, full of propaganda. And so what you believe, what you think you believe, you feel, whatever, they shaped it. No, reality check. Not everybody can be gorgeous. Not everybody can be rich. Not everybody can be famous. Not everybody can be a lawyer. Not everybody can be a doctor or whatever. You pick your choice. Not everybody. And if you're familiar with astrology, you know that there are 12 houses. You know that the combinations are virtually infinite. You come here with a specific idea. And so what I do is I want to help you manifest using tarot and astrology. The power of potential, the power of cycles, the astrology, numerology. I set the table for the meal. The tarot lets you digest the meal. It's the utensils, it's the plates, it's the knives, it's the forks that access that to you. And that's the whole idea of this reading, combining tarot and astrology, but focusing on tarot. Everything's focused on tarot. The astrology, numerology just kind of set the tone. Once that's done, you begin to get the picture, and that's the point, for you to understand, not listen to some, like I said, metaphysical garbage. Because, boy, I know a lot of people into the metaphysical stuff, and they're just talking shit the whole time. I'm not here to do that. I want it to apply to your life. So let's begin with the astrology, the karmic deja vu. This is an amazing year, and so will 2026 be. You can feel it already. That's the yin energy. Can't see it, but you can feel it. Things are changing. Are they be better or worse? Who knows? That's our choice. All of the civilizations that have prophesied about the future have virtually said the same thing. It's up to us. In the end, it's up to us. And you can see where we are right now. We are on the verge of maybe nuclear holocaust. We're on the verge of having robots work, take all of our jobs, think for us, feel for us. We're fighting for our independence. We're struggling. Here's the reason why. This planetary lineup, which is going to last the rest of this year and move well into 2026. Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini. Those two together are in a nice configuration. They say that we're racing to the future. But the next grouping, Neptune in Aries, Saturn in Aries, which is not a good position for either of those two planets, but those two things combined together said there's no clear vision. Yeah, I'm racing to the future. Yeah, I want to get the future is always better, which is not true, by the way. Sometimes it could be a hell of a lot worse. But we're racing. And Neptune and Saturn are sitting there in Aries going, well, hey, it's a pretty good idea. Where are we going? And then Jupiter, which just moved out of an air sign, out of Gemini, is now in Cancer. That's the monkey wrench. Because it doesn't fit so well with Neptune and Saturn. So even if you have a vision and it's not very clear, Jupiter being in a square really messes that up as well. So we do not have a clear vision. Yeah, we want it different. We want it better. We want more. Typical. But we don't know why. And we don't even know what we want. That's the yin energy that we're fighting against right now. That's the deal. Makes it very, very complicated. So I have added a new little page here to the podcast. It's called What If? What If? And today, from Ellen Goodman, we get normal is getting dressed in clothes that you buy for work, driving through traffic in a car that you're still paying for, in order to get the job you need to pay for the clothes and the car and the house that you don't live in all day long. You got to work at a shitty job, something you hate, and they do not respect you, just to afford to live. It is, again, there again, yin energy. You can't see it or touch it, but man, can you feel it. And that's what we're fighting. So that sets the stage. That means now it's time to let's go to the tarot part and let's focus in, let's zoom in on this manifesting stuff. And we begin with the first card. It is the Hermit card, appropriately. Hermit talks about seeking understanding. That means you have to go inside. That means you need some alone time. I mean real, purposeful alone time. Separate from the technology, separate from the money, separate from the noise. And what is your gut telling you? Are you capable of even hearing your subconscious anymore? Yeah, you are. Chariot card says you are. The Chariot card talks about focus, talks about self-control. That's what it's going to take before you can find understanding. Again, you notice with the Hermit card, the Chariot card, we're not talking about yang energy. We're not talking about knocking down walls. We're talking about turning within and trusting. That's yang energy. I mean, that's yin energy. Very quiet, very powerful. You can't touch it, but boy, are you feeling it. And I mean, you are really feeling it. And you can open some doors. The third card is the Nine of Wands. Talks about stamina, persisting. You realize, like in football, the best ability is availability. That's what you have to do. You have to be available to your life, available to manifest. And you don't have to make a big deal out of it. In fact, the more noise you make, the worse and the more difficult, more perplexing it's going to be. The planetary stuff says, yeah, we want to get to the future. Pluto, Uranus, Aquarius, Gemini, air signs. Man, let's go, 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 go. Neptune and Saturn and Aries go, where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to get it done? And then the Jupiter thing in Cancer, whatever you try is going to be kind of weird. It's not going to feel right. So what you're looking for is the Hermit energy turning inside, the Chariot energy trusting your intuition, listen to your gut, and then deciding that you're going to stay the course. You have the stamina. You will persist because it's going to take some effort. You know what? You can do it. That's it. Life is short. No rewinds. Time is fast. No replays. We're all done for today. I thank you very much for your time. Remember, please like and subscribe. There is a horrendous battle going on the internet right now. The deep state apparently is just scared beyond belief that maybe we're going to have our emancipation as the human beings we are. They don't want that. So, like and subscribe. Help me out, please. Help me fight the good fight. Like and subscribe. So that's it for the reading. Back again tomorrow with another Manifested Tarot reading. Between now and then, peace and blessings.